Hello everyone and welcome back to another custom spotlight showcase video. Today we're taking a look at my custom narrow gauge Slate trucks. So if you're going to want to make these, you won't need a whole lot, but please bear in mind that these do get pretty expensive. Since most of this stuff is 3D printed from Shapeways, that gets pretty pricey, and I just want you all to be considerate of that. So, the bodies were made by Blue Fox Creations, and the faces were made by the Faces of Trouble. Both of them make really high quality stuff. I will leave links to their shops in the description below, but they both make really high quality stuff. And it's all like really well scaled as well, and looks very accurate. And then just for the record, I'd like to thank Thomas Wood and Roy Models from Twitter. He supplied me with 2 extra chassis. So, I started planning my Duncan Gets Spooked remake all the way back in like July or so, and I wanted some authentic, like, accurate Slate trucks instead of using those crappy, like, white cargo cars that Learning Curve used to make. I always thought those were really long and really out of scale, and I had seen people that have made custom Slate trucks, and I thought, hey, why don't I try and do that? So I scoured the internet for a couple of weeks, and I eventually came across these. And when I was doing my World's Strongest Engine remake, I realized, hey, if I want to make an accurate line of 20 trucks, I'm going to need 6 more troublesome trucks. Well, instead of shelling out over $100 just to get 6 extra trucks, why not shell out like $20-$30 and get some really good faces that I will use later down the line? And if you are familiar with that remake, you will know that these faces did appear on the tankers. And what's great about these customs is that these faces are still removable, so if I want to put these back on the tankers or on some like box cars or something, I can do that easily. So, I ordered the faces first and I painted them all by hand. I used the Apple Barrel Granite Gray color. If you want to touch up like Tomy or Trackmaster faces or paint custom faces like I did, that shade is really great and I highly recommend it. And then I also bought a white paint pen to paint in some of the smiles, and then I just used like a black Sharpie or paint pen to color in the eyes and the eyebrows. And then for these side things, I don't know these things. Oh, sorry. Oh, no, that's bad. So for these side things, I don't know exactly what they're called. I believe they are called braces, maybe brackets. I originally was going to just paint them in with Sharpie, but I figured, hey, they're probably not all going to look the exact same size, so I'll just use some black electrical tape, and you can get that from like Target, Walmart, Meijer, whatever, and it's pretty cheap. And yes, you'll notice that it's not all the exact same size, but I actually think it looks really nice and it adds a lot of breakup to on the top part of the trucks. But do keep in mind, the tape tends to lose its stickiness quite often, so if you want these to stay permanently down, I'd highly recommend like getting some super glue. And what I did, I just got a Q-tip and I put some glue on the end of it and kind of like brushed it along the tape here, and then just stuck it down, and it sticks pretty well. So yeah, one more thing before we talk about the individual models themselves, you will also see that on the bottom here, I did color that in with Sharpie. Again, just to add some breakup to the color and not have it all just be pure white. Speaking of the bodies themselves, I didn't even bother painting those. I originally was going to paint them white, but when I first saw them after they came in the mail, I was like, those look pretty good, and they look pretty much what I was going to make them look like with the paint, so let's not even bother. Let's not waste all that time and money and just work on making the stuff look good as it is. And it looks pretty good without the paint, so yeah. Now, that was really all for these trucks for a while, but one night I was very bored, so I decided, hey, let's give these guys some names and personalities to them. And I didn't name the whole fleet. The fleet is known as the Faces of Trouble. These guys are the main troublesome trucks on the narrow gauge railway. And before I move on to that, I will say that these also can fit Slate in them. So this is just custom Slate that I made. I just got some cardboard. Well, that's kind of a bad example. Here we go. I just got some cardboard and spray painted it gray and just cut it out, excuse me. I was originally going to use those like 2x3 Lego pieces, but I quickly realized that I did not have enough of those, so I was like, hey, I've just got all this cardboard lying around, and spray paint isn't that expensive, so bought some of that, and it turned out pretty well. So I'm just sticking them in the truck so you can get a visual representation of what it looks like, and there we go. Looks really, really cool in my opinion. Really awesome. So let's take these back out, and we will go through all the trucks here, and I will tell you all their names and their personalities. One more quick thing, I apologize, but if you're wondering how I got the chassis down, I just got some like sticky tack or poster putty and just kind of smushed it on. Originally, I was going to super glue them down, but I figured, hey, if I want to use these chassis for anything else in the future, it's good to have, or let's just not even bother doing that. Let's just like stick them down with something so they can be easily removable. So I have a whole list here of characters and their personalities, so let's go through it. So this truck right here is known as Craig. There is a truck in the Thomas fandom, or there's a truck that the Thomas fandom has kind of named Craig. I don't remember exactly which truck it is, but this is some stupid generic truck, but I like the name Craig. It just seems very troublesome trucky, and he's just your normal standard troublesome truck. He likes causing trouble for the fun of it, so yeah. I really like this face. It turned out really, really cool. This is probably one of my favorites. Yeah, this is really awesome. Oh, I noticed that it's kind of uneven. That's going to bother me, so I'm going to fix that quick. Sorry, the chassis and the body were just kind of uneven to each other, so I'm just fixing that. There we go. So let's take him off to the side here. Here we have Harry. He is named after the Spider-Man comic, or the Spider-Man character from the comic books and the movies, Harry Osborn. He was, and deep down still is, a good truck, but he was pressured by the others to be mischievous. Yeah, this one also didn't turn out that great. You can see on his right, our left, this brace here has some excess glue on it, and he's got some like green thumbprints on it. I just gotta come in and clean that up, but it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I love that face as well. The face turned out great. Sorry, I'm gonna reach around my microphone here. There we go. Pretty standard. Nothing too crazy. Alright, so there's that. Here we have another character, or another truck named after a Spider-Man character. This is known as, or he is known as Octavius. He's the smartest truck. He knows all the best strategies for causing trouble and works closely with Craig. He is named after the Spider-Man villain Doc Ock, or Dr. Otto Octavius. I don't know, I just love that name, Octavius. It just seems very like maniacal and mad scientist. And this guy looks really mischievous. And I will say this is probably my favorite face. I don't know, I just think it looks so cool. So classic troublesome truck-esque. And yeah, you can tell, like with these especially, that not all the brackets are the exact same, like thickness and such, but that doesn't really bother me too much. So there's Octavius. Here we have Jim. He is named after Jim from The Office. He's the newest and least experienced member of the pack. He isn't really used to all the others and their antics and gets easily startled. This one also isn't a great one. You can see right under his eye there, he's got a big gash taken out. That's my fault, so I gotta come and touch that up. But other than that, this turned out fine. I really like the expression he's making. It's very funny. Reminds me a lot of the season 4 episode Trucks, where Rusty helps Peter Sam. I don't know, I just get those vibes from that truck, or this truck. So there's that. This guy is called Ralph. He's named after Wreck-It Ralph, who actually, that movie actually kind of inspired the name of this channel, but I've talked about that before, and I will no doubt talk about that again in the future sometime. But yeah, Ralph is loud, brash, and annoying. He never stops talking and or shouting. I don't know, this face just seemed really, really annoying to me, and his eyes are not the same size. That is, again, my fault. I did want him to be, like, this size, but I kind of got a little excited with my paint pen and kind of pressed on too hard, so I don't know, he just looks really, like, insane and maniacal now, and I kind of find that funny, so yeah, pretty nice here. Yeah. And then our last truck is named after me. This is Nick. He's named after me because I think his face kind of his brace is kind of falling off. His face kind of looks like me, and his expression represents my super sunny outlook on life. Just kidding. I hate life, and I think everybody should die. Please don't take that seriously. It is just a joke. I love everybody. But yeah, Nick is the everyman. He's a very nice truck and is often the voice of reason, but he still isn't listened to as he is very quiet. Yeah, I like this face a lot too. Very, very neutral, troublesome truck. He just seems like, that one nice truck who's trying to calm down the other rambunctious lot. And yeah, that's really our gang here. So I think these turned out really, really cool. I can't wait to use them again. I know this video was kind of like impromptu and I tended to ramble quite a lot, but if you watch Thomas at Home, you know that I tend to ramble very often. So, and this isn't like the most highly produced video ever. This is kind of like the pre-dessert video. This is the video that comes out in between like the really big videos like Duncan Gets Spooked and the other big video or somewhat big video that's coming out next week, but this is just a video to hold you guys off and to shed light on some really awesome customs. So again, I want to give a big thanks to Blue Fox Creations and the Faces of Trouble and Thomas Roy Models for all your help in making these customs. And if you are wondering, the general price of everything here would probably ring you up around $100, maybe $150. Depends on how many trucks you actually want to make. I thought 6 was like a really nice, like solid amount, but if you're wanting to make like 10 or so, then that's going to ring you up probably around $200. So if you don't have the money, please just wait, but they are really, really worth it. So that's really all for this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please, kind of a side note thing, if you have any like good names for this series, please let me know. I'm not creative when it comes to this kind of stuff, but these videos are a bit rare, so I don't really feel the need to have a solid concrete title. But if you guys have any good ideas, please leave them in the comments. But yeah, until next time, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you later. Bye!